This week we decide who will be heading into the final of the Champions League and the final of the Europa League team. 4 games left in a very, very entertaining season of football. It's certainly been a good run to this point. But tonight, we have Barcelona traveling to Liverpool. They'll be taking on Liverpool, with Liverpool hoping to overturn that 3-0 deficit that they carried from Spain. Big game for Jurgen Klopp. He has it all to do in the Premier League, but this is probably a bigger night for him, looking at the circumstances. Yeah, it's a big night for Jurgen Klopp, but you had to mention also that this is a depleted Liverpool side, because Jurgen Klopp has already mentioned in his press conference that Firmino and Mohamed Salah will not be available, and on top of that, Virgil van Dijk is a doubt. He did not train yesterday. He was in light training. If he's not there, Tony, then I think it's a wrap. These guys, Liverpool can do anything. But even if they're there, in my opinion, I thought this fixture was already sealed at the Nou Camp. Is this a fixture where you look to your miracle man, Divock Origi, to start from the beginning? I think Origi might start, because Sturridge didn't play well for me over the weekend. So play Origi there and just hope for what happens. They need the atmosphere behind them. You never rule out any scoreline, any comeback, and maybe they can do it. This is a big game in terms of big games. Liverpool taking on Barcelona at the Anfield, which is one of the biggest atmospheres in world football. So it will be very, very scintillating. That game comes to you tonight at 10 p.m. Of course, with Liverpool having a mountain to climb. But in the other fixture, Ajax will be hosting Tottenham, a team that has lost 1-0 in 3 successive games. Looking now Ajax to continue their very blistering run in the Champions League. They'll be taking on Tottenham, again without Harry Kane, their star man. They'll be bringing a team lacking a bit of depth going forward. I think it's a game that Mauricio Pochettino might still lose. I don't think he will lose, Tony, because Tottenham sometimes steps up the game, but Ajax is looking at the bigger dreams, bigger than any of the clubs who are now in the semi-finals. And playing Tottenham, for me, I think with 1-0 advantage, all they need is just to score and just keep the score on their side, and they should be able to qualify. But I think this will be a draw, maybe 1-1. It will be very interesting. I believe a lot of the Ajax players are very young, and now a lot of teams are starting to coach them team. So they should be looking at getting something for Ajax before they, at least making some piece of history before they go away. We know that already. De Jong is linked to a lot of clubs. De Jong has already signed for Barcelona. He'll be moving on in the summer, and a lot of players, Neres and all these guys, teams are starting to look at them. So they have to do a bit of, to make a bit of history before they leave. That's why I'm giving the edge to Ajax in this particular one. Very, very big game coming on Wednesday night, 10 p.m. on your TVs. Big night of Champions League football. These are two teams we said are balanced, are more balanced than Liverpool and Barcelona. So they served us a good game in the first leg, but we expect even better tomorrow night. We expect better, Tony, from Ajax. I think at their stadium, they want to show the Ajax way, the way they play football, and we shall have a good game. Big games there, and of course in the Europa League, where we have a lot of interesting things to look at. Arsenal will be taking on Valencia in Spain team, and Chelsea will be hosting Eintracht Frankfurt. They drew that game 1-0, and Arsenal won 3-1 in the first leg. Those two games are not yet decided. Not yet decided, Tony. The draw in Germany gives Frankfurt a chance coming to England, but Chelsea, I think the way they play, they will come over that easily. I really expect Chelsea to go through. It's the other fixture, Arsenal having got that late goal to make it 3-1. It's a bit comfortable, but when you look at what Valencia did over the weekend, it showed intent that they can score 6 goals. They won 6-2 there, and they were away. So it's a fixture Arsenal has to go for cautiously. But I think also Arsenal can qualify. They may lose this maybe 2-1, but they'll go through Arsenal. It will be very interesting. Arsenal now need, like you said, to turn all their frustration in the Premier League onto this fixture against Valencia. And of course, Eintracht Frankfurt will be coming here after that weekend where they rested a couple of players, including their star man, Luka Jovic, and were beaten 6-1 by first half. So it will be very interesting to see how they recover in this particular one. I think Arsenal have the edge. After that 3 goals that they scored at home, they should be able to make it over the line. Chelsea, though, I think still have a mountain to climb. Yeah, they have a mountain to climb, Tony, but
home advantage in football you don't rule it out, especially if a side like Chelsea. But anything can happen. This is football, and anything happens.
This is football. This is the Tony and Tim show. Very brilliant week ahead of us in the Champions League and Europa League. We have nothing left to say for now. Goodbye and enjoy each of those games.